everyone. Hello from Quarantined.
Yes.
This is your favorite gals, Caleigh and Kendra.
The cinema gals.
Cinema gals. And we're in quarantine.
Yes.
So, we just thought we'd make a little update podcast, let you know what we're up to, what we're doing, and just talk about how this is the strangest, probably, event we'll ever experience in our life.
Yeah. Knock on wood, nothing worse happens.
There we go. Yeah, I just remember I was talking to my mom about it, because I vaguely remember stuff like the bird flu and, like, swine flu, but, like, it never affected us at home, and also on such a global scale.
Right?
Like, it's just crazy.
I know, like, I remember hearing about SARS and, like, West Nile and all that kind of stuff, but, yeah, it never got to this extreme before, so this is just, like, it's crazy for everybody.
The crazy times we're living in. But hopefully everybody is staying safe.
Yes.
Listening to their favorite podcast gals. Stop.
Shameless self-promotion.
What's my thought? Oh yeah, and just keeping yourself occupied. So maybe I'll throw it off to you, Kendra, but what have you been doing to kind of keep the quarantine itch down?
Well, I mean, like everybody else, I've been consuming all of the content. Well, before quarantine started, I started watching Smallville. So that's kind of been like my main thing that I've been going to, at night, when I have my downtime, I'll go and watch like a few episodes of Smallville. But I'm trying to like pace myself with that and also, use my time productively while watching it as well. Instead of just, watching it before bed, I could watch it while I'm on the treadmill or, earlier in the day so that I'm not like needing or having to watch it like right before I go to bed, because how everybody's like, oh, you shouldn't be on your phone or be on your computer right before you go to bed. It's not good for your eyes. Yeah, so that's what I've been mainly watching. Going to try to start watching more movies, because it's been a hot minute since I've watched a few good movies. I started Tiger King.
Yes! Yes! Yes!
I'm on episode 4.
Ooh.
Oh my god. And everybody keeps telling me, just you wait. And I'm like...
What do you think? Sorry to kind of derail it, but what do you think so far?
I feel like I haven't even hit... Like, I have no words, because it's like, everybody just keeps saying, it gets worse, it gets worse, or like, it gets better. And I'm like... I'm already just like, what is going on in this series? It started off... It was like... It's like an onion. I'm going to compare it to an onion. It started off with this guy, this Joe Exotic dude, and already he was ridiculous enough. I'm like, okay, the United States of America has some peculiar characters in it, but like, okay. So that's what we're focusing on this guy. And then all of a sudden this Carol Baskin's character comes into the mix. And I'm like, okay, so here's the next layer. Okay. And then we've got this Doc Antle guy, and he's a fucking creep. And that's the third layer. And then all of a sudden we come back to Carol, and all of a sudden, hey, she might have murdered her husband and fed it to the tigers. And I'm like, what? And then now there's all this crap with Joe Exotic again. This Doc Antle dude having like this whole like freaking... like sex camp going on with his zoo. I'm like, this is no longer about the tigers anymore. So what is going on?
You really thought it was about the tigers, Kendra? Fool!
Oh god. So yeah, right now I'm just like pacing myself and like preparing for what's to come, because everybody just keeps telling me, just you wait. So I won't make a full-on conclusion yet until I've completely finished it all. But for now, right now, that's like, all right. Those are my thoughts.
All right, fair enough. Oh, man, that show is just so crazy.
And I heard that they were in talks of making a spin-off, like, spoof movie or something like that.
Yeah, I think so. But, like, after it was released, the show Tiger King was released on Netflix, I saw so many videos being, like, a countdown of, like, best actors to portray all the characters and stuff like that, or dream actors lists. So, I don't know if it's in the works, but, like, obviously people want it to be.
Oh my god. It literally just came out. Do we really need a movie?
Well, it's not like they could shoot it. Like, everything's been halted. Like, all the productions are halted, so it's not like they could really do anything.
Yes. I guess I won't crush people's dreams. If that's all they have to, to keep them sane during this quarantine, then fine. But still.
King, Tiger King.
Because weren't they saying like Kate McKinnon they would want to play like Carol Baskin?
Yes.
And like I feel like if anybody would play a good Joe Exotic, in my opinion, Michael Keaton would probably be a good one.
I've heard his name tossed around.
Because he looks a lot like him, and he could totally play the like whole persona that he has.
Yeah. So just been catching up on movies and TV shows.
Yeah, and then now that the weather's nice, be able to spend more time outside and hopefully do that. I've been trying to think of more creative ways to keep busy, you know, because as much as, you know, we all love consuming the content on the Google machine, sometimes you need a break. You need to do something in the real world.
What is the real world?
I was trying to maybe I wonder, well, I'm sure it would probably work, but even just like going out and driving and just taking like a mini road trip, but you're just like driving around the city just to get out, right?
I mean, it'd be a good idea. You see all those crazy photos where it's like popular or like once popular places around like cities or towns or something is like completely deserted.
Yeah.
You just want like that. I know my dad's gone out a couple times to get supplies, and it's very bizarre because he says he's like, there's not a lot of people on the road, but people are driving worse somehow.
Oh my god, yes.
Which seems so weird to me, but I do remember that, like, before my place of work shut down because of quarantine, I did find, like, it wasn't as busy on the roads. So many people were, like, driving 100 and, like, it felt like at least 130 on, like, an 80 stretch of road, and I'm just like, where do you need to be? Like, what is going on?
I know, it's like everybody's got a lead foot now, like, just because there's less people on the road doesn't mean you can speed.
Right?
It's still the same road. It still has the same speed limit. Nothing's changed.
Nothing.
Oh, boy. Well, what have you been doing to keep busy?
Well, it's been officially over a month, or a little more over a month since I've been out of work. And literally the first weeks, I was like, this is a vacation. I was just in this weird bliss because I was just like, I'm so tired. Yes, I am ready. Vacation time. Because it was the week before Animal Crossing came out, so I was doing a lot of scrapbooking. Because I went on my trip last year. So I got a whole bunch of scrapbooking done. All my pages are now done.
Nice.
I just have to put some stickers and then put it in a nice hardcover book. So that's what I've been doing, like, creatively. That doesn't, you know, count towards anything, like, technology-wise, I guess. If that's a thing. That's a thing.
Nice. Good.
And then since Animal Crossing, I've just been living my Animal Crossing dreams. Fishing. Living in a made-up world on an island, because that's the only place I can travel. So, you know, making the most of it. And then a couple weeks ago, me and my parents were doing a marathon. Because my mom's always wanted to watch the Mission Impossible series.
Oh, yes.
My mom has this thing where she needs to watch everything in order. And I mean, I do too. But sometimes when it comes to stuff like, I want to get into the Marvel universe, but I want to watch everything in order. And you're just like, I don't even know where to tell you to start. I know where to start.
You're like, hang on, Mom. This involves homework and research. Very intricate research.
Right?
I mean, you got the time, but like...
Do you watch them in order of like the event, you know, or do you just watch them like how they were released, you know? Like,
that's a good question.
Whew. And I know on the internet there's just charts and charts that you can follow. And it's definitely not an easy thing to like be like, yeah, can you watch 30 plus movies and TV show? Like, do you include watching the TV shows as well?
Oh my god.
You know? So I think Mission Impossible was just like a very simple, you know, you got the movies with Tom Cruise. I think there's 6, right? Yeah, 6. I should know. I watched them, but like, yeah, there's 6.
Yes.
So every night for 6 days, we watched a Mission Impossible film every night. So that was kind of fun because it was something to look forward to.
Nice.
Because even though we have, I don't know, Netflix, Disney Plus, you know, we have access to all this content, and hell, sometimes we'll sit down and we still can't pick a movie to watch.
Oh my god, tell me about it.
Because then, like, my mom wants to watch, obviously, a movie that we all haven't watched before, which is fine, which makes sense. And I mean, I'm not really butthurt if it's like, oh, I've already seen this film before and you guys haven't. I have no problem rewatching it again.
Yeah.
Like, it's not a biggie for me. But I know for my mom, she wants to make sure it's something we all haven't seen yet to kind of be a nice, even playing field. So Mission Impossible was perfect. We watched all 6, and it was very enjoyable.
Nice.
Although it was really funny, because one of my friends from work, and he was like, oh, you're watching Mission Impossible? All the last one's the best. So I was like, I don't know. And I remember you were saying, like, it's the best. So I was like, this one's got a lot of hype to it, so it better live up. I thought it was all right. Like, I don't think it was terrible, but I think personally 4 or even 5 might be. Actually, I think 4 for sure.
Ghost Protocol? I agree.
And that might be only because that was the first one I ever watched was 4.
Oh, yeah. Didn't we see it together?
I don't remember.
I feel like either we saw it together or it definitely came out around the like time we were in school. Because I remember like talking about it all the time.
Right?
You and Simeon would have a debate about it or something like that. I remember
That's
something
funny.
along those lines.
Yeah, because I liked 4 a lot. And for some reason, I remember when I was seeing 5, I saw 5 in theaters. I don't remember liking it as much at the time, but rewatching it, I was like, oh, it's actually all right. But I don't remember why I didn't like it. I couldn't think of what it was at the time. Maybe I just wasn't in the mood. I don't know. I do remember very distinctly, though, there was this father and son duo who were seeing it with us. Or not with us, sorry, but they were in the theater too. Mm-hmm. And they were sitting in the same row as us, but they were still like a little farther away than us. And the son was talking, not super loud, but I think it's hard when it's already a pretty quiet atmosphere at the movies that even like your regular talking voice could seem very loud when everyone's super quiet.
Yes.
And he was just excited about this movie. He was just like, he was telling his dad, he was like, oh, this is what happens and blah, 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 blah. Oh, it's gonna be really cool.
Yeah.
I'm personally not a super huge hardcore fan, but I feel if I was a fan, I would maybe find it a little bit annoying that he's, talking about the movie while we're watching it. But I was just like, whatever. He seems to enjoy himself. That's fine.
Yeah.
But then, like, his dad, and again, maybe it was just because we're, like, everybody's quiet at a movie theater, and, like, even a normal talking volume, you're very loud. But he started yelling at his son. He's like, shh, shh, be quiet! Shut the fuck up! And I was just like, what is going on? Like, honestly, you're louder than your son. Can you calm down?
Oh my god.
So I don't know, it's just because I remembered that, and so it put a weird taste in my mouth,
Yeah.
5 was the one I was like, I don't really care, but it was all right. It was better than I remembered, so that was really fun that we did. And then we watched a couple nights ago Life of the Party with Melissa McCarthy.
Oh, yeah.
And I remember watching the trailer for it and being like, oh, this seems pretty dumb. And I mean, it was, but oh man, that movie's made me laugh pretty hard. It had a couple good scenes. You're just like, this is so funny.
I heard it was good. I think my parents watched it.
Yeah, it's on Netflix. You should.
Yeah, I think
it
they
was
said they watched
so
it.
funny. I think it also depends who you see movies with as well. My dad just has this laugh when he thinks something's really funny. He just has this certain laugh that he does, and I think it's just contagious, because then you just start laughing harder.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's just so funny. It's ridiculous.
Oh, yeah. I totally agree.
I guess that's been my quarantine as well. Consuming content like nobody's business. Unlike you, I'm not pacing myself. I'll just watch until my eyes drop out of my skull. And then, yeah, scrapbooking, which is nice, because that was something me and my mom used to do together. But I haven't done it in, like, years, so it was nice to kind of do it again. And for such a cool project.
That's awesome.
And Animal Crossing. That's been my life.
Nice.
I'm trying to get into a better, like, I don't know, sense of rhythm. So I have been working out. So last week I did working out Monday to Friday, took the weekend off, and now I'm starting up again this week.
Nice.
Thank you. Just something to, keep something consistent, something that's just good to have during the week. I know, going back to the idea of just, like, this is such a weird time, and how it's not affecting us, but everybody else as well. Any YouTuber you watch, like, all their videos obviously are about quarantine, how they're going through it. So, like, and one of them was like, make sure, like, you still get dressed in the morning. Like, even just a little something will help keep some kind of rhythm. And I think for, like, 2 weeks straight, I just wore PJs. I just didn't change. I was like, man, I would go wear my PJs, have my shower, put on new PJs.
Nice.
I'm like, I'm not dirtying my clothes for no reason. That's dumb. But because, like, working out has forced me to at least change into workout clothes and then kind of, like, some sort of comfy clothes.
Yeah.
I'm making the bridge,
Yeah. Slowly get in there. I was just living in like my leggings for the longest time. I was like, they're still acceptable as like, normal pants, but they're still comfy, right? But then for a while, I'm like, I'm getting bored of my like yoga pants. I want to wear something else. So I'll throw jeans on every so often, just kind of get a little bit dressed up just to feel I like have a bit of a change in something.
I haven't worn jeans since the new moon came out. I'm just like, why do I need those things? I don't need them.
Oh, but it's been many moons since I've worn a pair of denim.
I've touched my body. It's a denim-free zone. No more. No more. So yeah, I've upgraded to sweatpants and this t-shirt that I'm wearing.
Which t-shirt is that?
It's the one my friend got me when she went to Orlando. It's really faded now. It used to be Wolverine's face.
Oh, I remember that one.
Yeah, it's like so faded now. So if anybody's...
How old is that shirt?
That's a good question. When did my friend go to Orlando? Come on, remember. It might have been 2010. So I think I've had this shirt for 10 years.
That's crazy.
Right? So if anyone's going to Orlando, please pick me up a new shirt.
Well, not anytime soon, but...
Oh, yeah, don't go out, but, like, when you do, hook me up. Hook me up. Oh, that was the other sad thing. Last year when I went to my Toronto trip, it was because of the Nancy Drew convention. And so the plan this year, they had a trip planned to go to Boston in October and go to, like, Salem. And me and my friends were like, ooh, we are down. But...
That's right, I remember you telling me that.
Yeah, so they officially actually canceled all their trips this year.
Aww.
Which is very sad. However, it sounds like they're just bumping it up to next year, so it's not like it's gone completely. So it should still be available next October, which is nice. And it's hard because so many fun things have been canceled or pushed back. And you just want to go out and do something fun.
Right.
And not remember the misery.
I
but
know.
Better safe than sorry.
Yeah, we gotta practice social distancing and being safe and smart. And one thing I find myself forgetting to do a lot of the time, just because you're so used to doing it, waiting for people at the grocery store, just like, when you're in public with a bunch of people, my instant reaction is to just like sneak past a person. But I have to remember, like, most of the time people are okay with it. But like there's the odd person who just gets like super like, uptight if you come anywhere near their space.
Yeah.
But I usually just like will sneak past them, but I have to remember to like respect people's space and like I'll wait till you're done and then I'll come down. But yeah, so that's one thing I have to remember to do.
Right. Like I said, I haven't been out in many moons. I think the only thing is when I used to walk around the park, but I don't think I've done that in a couple weeks alone. But my dad has gone to the grocery store a couple times and he talks about how, like, I did see before, like, I haven't gone out, but I saw like the plexiglass on like all the tills at Sobeys.
Yep.
So like I was there when they had the glass up and when they had like they were spacing people out at the lineup at the checkout. But I guess even now arrows where you have to follow in between the aisles and where to go.
Yep.
And I was like, they're becoming IKEA. They're just gonna make you lost. It's gonna be like the whole IKEA where they just make you lost in their stores and you just buy more.
Right. I think they're at the Save On at my place. There's they have down the, like, I guess majority of the Save-Ons are kind of laid out differently, but in mine, it's like the bulk aisle is like one of the first aisles you go down, besides the produce. So they have like a whole thing of like arrows made from tape pointing down one way of the aisle. And then they don't have it down the rest of the aisles. My dad and I got confused the first time we saw that. We were like, so if we're only supposed to come one way down the aisle, is it that way for all of the aisles? So do we just have to like come down the aisle, circle around the entire store, and then come back down the next aisle and then keep doing that? Like,
Oh no.
That's what we thought it was at first, and then we realized that like it just meant that like, or we went to the next aisle and they had the same arrows, but it was going the opposite direction. So it was just being like, make sure you're coming whichever way. I don't know. It was confusing.
Yeah. The downfall of the Shapkas. Arrows. Pew, 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 pew,
We don't like to be told which direction to go. We take our own route.
Oh, actually, I guess it's a funny story to me, so I don't know. Many people won't find the story funny. Back in March, it was your birthday, So I was trying to like think of a gift to get you, and that's when I decided to make that photo book through Walmart.
Which I love so much.
You're welcome, girl. And I mean, it was definitely like a lot of fun to make. Well, at first it was fun to make it, and then there was a lot of hiccups because I didn't quite understand their interface at first. Because I thought I was being really smart. I was like, okay, I'm going to just find all the photos I want to use or potentially use. Doesn't mean I might. And I uploaded them all, and I'm trying to like make the pages, but I'm not quite sure like what's going to be on each page and how it's going to look like. But then I realized when I uploaded all the photos, it automatically generated X amount of pages for all the photos I had.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so I was like, maybe I'll start at the end or something, you know, just to give myself an idea of what to do. And of course, I'm flipping through and I'm like, what? And it's like, oh, your book is 80 pages long? And and so the deal only covered 20 pages. So then, of course, there was additional cost for all the extra pages. It's like an additional like $50. And I was like, what is going on? And of course, I'm trying to figure out how to use it, but I don't know how. I'm just like, ugh. I finally figured it out. It's not, I love Walmart. Walmart's hooked me up for the past couple months with some good collages, some nice photos. Like, thank you, Walmart. But man, your interface sometimes makes me want to pull my hair out. It is not easy. I don't quite understand it, but I figured it out and I was happy. Whew. And of course, I was like, it was just before, or it was like middle of the month or something before your birthday. So I was like, okay, this should work. I should be able to ship it on time. Everything will be good. But then, of course, all the Corona stuff started like ramping up and I was like, oh my goodness. I was like, is this gonna work? And then finally I got my email being like, oh, the photo book has been sent to Walmart. It's ready to be picked up. I was like, okay, cool. And at the same time, I needed to print out a couple more photos for my Toronto scrapbook. So I was like, this is perfect. This way, you know, I can pick everything up at the same time. I'm being good. I'm being conscious. Only going out for necessities. And so I'm there, and I do notice at Walmart how all their photo booth stations are closed.
Oh, no.
With all the touch screens, right?
Yep.
Which is fine. I just needed someone to get me my order. So I see this guy standing there, so I walk over. I was like, hi. He's like, oh, hello. I was like, do you mind just helping me over at the photo booth section? And immediately he's like, oh, yeah, we're not doing that thing right now. Like, no. And I was like, no, I just need to pick up my stuff. Like, which could you let me answer first before I look stupid? And he's like, oh, okay. And so I'm showing him all my order numbers. And so he finds my pack of photos. I'm like, oh, yeah, and I also have a book. And he's like, I don't think so.
What?
I was like, do you mind just, like, I have my order number. And of course, I just took a screenshot of it. But I took a screenshot of the one where it said it was still, because they make the photo book somewhere else and they ship it to Walmart. Okay. Was like, oh no, see, it's coming. And I was like, no, see, it's already here. Like, I just screenshot the wrong, can you please check again? And I just see him kind of like walking around, kind of flipped over like an envelope. And I was just like, come on, man. And then he opened up a couple, like hundreds, it looked like a bunch of different drawers with all these photo projects and goes, oh, found it. And I was like, thank you for going back. Thank you, sir. Thank you. But I was like, damn, why is this so hard?
I love how he just confidently was like, I don't think so.
He's like, you're dumb. But I appreciate, thank you for your help, sir. I don't know if you'll ever hear this, but thank you.
Oh my
God. I was like, I'm like, no, I have it. I mean, I don't have it, but I need it.
Oh yeah, no, you're right. I don't have one.
I'm an idiot. Living on idiot planet.
My
Just
God,
kidding.
That is ridiculous.
It was funny. Like I said, it's funny.
Okay, so final thoughts. Let's do some final thoughts. Final thoughts. I hope that everybody continues to stay safe going forward. Everybody, please be smart. Please respect everybody else. You know, we're all in this together, as you keep hearing on all the damn commercials. That's the other thing I wanted to say too. My family and I, with all the commercials that we see on TV everywhere, we've decided that we might just start a drinking game. And drink every time you hear COVID-19, you hear we're all in this together, you hear our new normal, just because it's just so oversaturated now. Mm-hmm. But all joking aside, people, let's all be smart and be safe, stay healthy out there. We just wanted to do this to kind of, you know, hopefully give something for people to, you know, listen to and be entertained with and still feel connected. Yeah, those are my final thoughts.
Nice.
Any final thoughts for you, Caleigh?
I mean, I agree. It sucks, and it's okay to feel like it sucks, but I would just say, as they say in Supernatural, carry on my wayward son.
Yeah.
You know, there will be an end.
Keep calm and carry on.
Yep, there will be an end. Right now I am just hoping that it does get better before summer, because I would like to see everyone again. But until then, we'll just do everything we can to make that happen. Stay creative. Like, there's many ways to reach out. Like, I don't know if anyone knows this. Whoever's listening maybe doesn't know this, but Kendra hosted a trivia night live for everybody, her and her family, which is awesome.
Woohoo!
We've been doing some online gaming, so just find and look up ways to stay connected and just keep your mind off stuff.
Yeah, definitely. Honestly, that's a really, really good thing to say, Caleigh, is definitely stay creative. I know, you, like, a lot of people, you hear them say it, you hear it everywhere, but, like, now's the time. You know, we're all in a weird phase right now, so now's the time to just, like, throw all your, you know, insecurities out the window and just go do something fun. Go do something creative and silly. You know, like, like she said, I hosted a trivia night with my family, and it was lots of fun. We might do another one, so we'll see about that, because that would be fun. But, yeah, just find ways to stay connected with people. Reach out to people you don't hear from very often. You know, just get creative, and here's a good challenge for you.
Ooh.
During the summer, try to think of a creative way to incorporate traveling, but bring the travel to you. So, for example, if you have a PS4 and you have a VR headset, you can download those travel games that they have. So there's one where it's like you're sitting on a beach somewhere, or like you're up in the mountains, or there's this other one that my dad downloaded. It's the Wild Safari game that you can download for the VR headset, but it basically allows you to, like, get up close and personal with a bunch of, like, African wild animals, or just, like, wild animals in general. You can, like, feed them and stuff. It's actually really cool.
Tiger King!
Tiger King! There we go. We've come full circle, everybody. I think that's where we have to end it off on. But yes, stay creative, find things to do, reach out to your loved ones and your friends and family, tell them how much you love and appreciate them, check in with everyone, and stay safe.
Agreed. Until next time, everybody, have a great week, and we'll hopefully see you next Tuesday, as long as everything goes to plan and everything goes really good and nothing goes wrong. All right, bye!
Bye, everyone!
Goodbye!
And monkey, and slap. Oh my god. That was lovely.
You're welcome.